to the podcast that is pumpkin spice flavored for your pleasure. Hashtag just saying.
We sound yummy.
Indeed. Yummy indeed. Oh, gracious. Because everything's pumpkin spice flavored nowadays.
Oh, this time of year, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah. I saw pumpkin spice flavored Frosted Flakes. Yep.
No thanks. Count Chocula, yeah. Fuck that.
Wait. Are you saying, like, you would like pumpkin spice flavored Count Chocula?
No, just regular Count Chocula.
Oh, alright.
This is the first cereal that popped in my head right now.
I am 100% on board with regular Count Chocula as opposed to the pumpkin spice flavored.
If you change that Count Chocula to a pumpkin spice, then that's not Count Chocula.
Not at all.
Count Pumpkin.
It's it's Count Pumpkin Spice. Count Pumpkin. Weird. It's been a weird week. Has it been a weird week for you, or just a regular week?
Almost regular.
Almost regular. It's just been a weird week.
It's for me that Tuesday through Thursday is the part that really sucks. That's where it drags the most.
Yeah.
You got Tuesday, and then you got Wednesday, which is Tuesday part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then Thursday, which is Tuesday part 3. then it's all right.
Everything's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Everything's Tuesday. And it's a rough day. Anyways. I'm distracted now because Daisy's playing with her bone. She decides to play with her bone in microphone range. Just to distract me.
Uh-huh.
So that gnawing sound isn't anything Sean or I are doing.
Nope.
Take our word for it. Now, I was coming home tonight, and I got off the highway. Didn't you? We intersected right at the
driveway.
Yeah, Sean was. You were actually kind enough to let me go. Nobody ever does that. I was like, whoa.
You thought for a minute at first I was a regular person going straight, and you like...
No, I knew. Well, I knew it was you when I saw your blinker come on.
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, oh.
That's a dead giveaway.
Well, yeah. So, I got off the highway, and there's this street that I was on, and it's left lane, left turn, right lane straight, far right lane... you can turn or go straight. But then you got to merge with the middle lane, which nobody ever does.
Everybody got that?
Yes. So, there's a left turn arrow only for the left lane. So, left turn arrow turns green, and the person in front of me says, "Ooh, it's green!" and proceeds to almost fly through the light. And I went, oh, no. No. That's bad. You're wrong, sir. Wrong. You know what? I actually am guilty of doing that sometimes. If I'm not paying attention properly and I just see green and I'm like, it means go! And I just go to go. I go to go. And of course you realize...
You're always preparing. Just go. Just go.
And of course you realize your mistake, hopefully quickly.
Hopefully.
But what I'm trying to say is that when other people do it, it's funny as hell. But, when I do it, not so much. Not so much. I'm not so jovial when it's me. Things are always better when they happen to somebody else. You just go, ha! Ha-ha!
Ha-ha!
Sucker.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes. I was training on a new aspect of my job today. And because I have lost all what little passion that I had this week, and my lack of caring is way up. So I was training on this new thing because I was told to. Isn't that nice when people are like, you don't do enough? I know that you're busy all day, but we don't think you do enough. So perhaps you could train on this new thing. So I was training on this new thing, And the person training me was like, oh, and then we're going to process this and do this and blah, 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 and yay. And I was just like, yep, whatever. And they said to me, maybe you could have a little more enthusiasm. And I said, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. I'm barely getting out of bed. You want me to be happy? That's not going to happen at all.
For the video, here's the Karen meter.
Yeah.
Normal on the left, Tara's Karen meter on the right.
Yeah. No, well, I'd even cut that in half. Just, I give very, very few fucks. Very few fucks I'm giving at this point. So, and you will pick that up. So, anyway, thank you for joining. I know I didn't say it at the top of the show, but thank you again for joining us. If you listened to last week's episode, thank you. If you have yet to, go back and listen to it. It's quite fun. It's
I watched the video of it the other night.
Fun.
And I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah,
the first 5 minutes, I was in tears.
We post the video version up on YouTube. It's sometimes different, so you can enjoy both and get a different experience every time. It's almost like those video games where it's like you can pick a different path every time that you play, and it's a new game every time.
When you're not playing by the regular story.
That's what we're giving you. We're giving you a new game every time.
So my thing that I got.
Yes.
A lot different.
Okay.
It relates to last week's show.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned something having to do with funerals. And you said, and I got the idea by watching our video from last week's show, that you said that you like to hear about some crazy things that would happen at a funeral.
I did?
There were some funny things. So we mentioned something about a funeral and...
That sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah. So, guess what I looked up?
Okay.
Funny or crazy funeral stories.
Oh, dear.
So, I answered your call.
Sean stepped up.
Yes. First one. We went home after my dad's funeral. At some point, my mom explained, "Oh no, I forgot your father."
Oh,
my siblings
fuck.
and I figured she was having some sort of grief, confusion, mental breakdown. But apparently she had actually left the urn with all his ashes in the church.
Ooh. Ugh.
How do you forget him? You were just there.
You know what? I'm gonna allow a little bit of wiggle room there for grief. Wiggle room. Because, shit gets crazy.
I have a very short uncle. Yeah.
we buried him in a Nike box.
I like that. He went to kiss his friend on the cheek and fell into the casket.
Oh.
The lid closed on him.
Oh, snap!
All you can see was his legs dangling from the closed casket. I don't think he ever got over that.
Oh my god!
Oh god. At my grandpa's funeral, I was 8 at the time, my little brother ripped the loudest fart ever during the services. Out of everyone that was there, the only two that laughed was us. I still don't see how no one but us two laughed.
Not everybody thinks gas is funny.
Especially at a funeral service.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are going to find it funny there. If you were outside somewhere at like a cookout or something, I'm sure like at least half the people would be laughing.
Maybe.
Before Pop died, he made sure that we knew to play Whitney Houston's Simply the Best at the end of his funeral. Everyone laughed. It was great.
That's weird.
Yeah.
All right.
My father had his last wish. The entire funeral wake wear red noses, including myself, my brother, and my cousins who are the pallbearers. While always looking on the bright side of life.
Nice!
Always looking at the bright side of life played. I carried my dad in his cardboard coffin to the hearse.
That's Monty Python, for anybody who doesn't know that.
Wearing a bright red clown nose, and afterward the 6 of us pallbearers smoked and remembered the man that he was, thumbing his nose at death. Hence, he wanted everyone to wear the red nose, I guess.
I guess.
My uncle ran into my great-grandmother's funeral yelling, "Who wants to see a dead body?"
That is brilliant and tasteless.
Oh, I would have liked to have been there for that one. I was at a funeral for a friend's father a few years back when his brother's cell phone went off. The ringtone was custom to "Too Many Dicks on the Dance Floor." The idiot hit ignore and didn't turn his cell off. His girlfriend called him twice more before his sister, my friend, punched him in the shoulder, grabbed the phone out of his hand, and chucked it so hard against the wall that it came apart. Battery flying out and all.
Dicks everywhere.
He yells, "What the fuck?" at her. The room is silent for a few seconds, then the pastor continues the eulogy like nothing ever happened. I went to a funeral where Elvis impersonators sang "There Will Be Peace in the Valley," full costume and all. It was awkward and hard not to laugh.
I can imagine.
Must have been Vegas.
I don't know.
Quote, "This is my father's story. He was kneeling in the front row with his brother-in-law and says at his brother-in-law's father's funeral. Peter Piper picked the pocket. I'm reading this too quick. My dad noticed that his father had a black eye and quietly asked him about it. He responded, he wouldn't get in the damn box. He said they were both crying, trying to hold in the laughter.
Okay. Get in the damn box!
So because he wouldn't get in the box, he punched him in the eye or something?
I don't know.
Well, maybe he's...
I think he's kidding.
During my grandfather's viewing, the organist began to play. My cousin's 4-year-old daughter's eyes got really wide. She started waving her hands wildly, shushing everyone quickly before saying, "Stop it, you're going to wake him up."
Fat chance. If that's all it took.
At my grandpa's funeral, my uncle forgot to silence his phone and got a phone call prompt to his Benny Hill ringtone.
He jumped out of the casket, ran around it, people were chasing him.
Oh, Paul Bearers were behind him like...
Little wacky sax happening. Sweet deal.
To this day, I can't understand why no one else thought this was funny, but that was easily one of the hardest laughs I've had in my life. I feel bad for the honor guard that was there. It had to be a hard time with that song and laughter being contagious.
Like, one of the worst things is when you're in a situation and you can't laugh. That's when, like, something and you just bust again. Like church or in the back of school. Somebody does something and you're just like... Mrr. Like, when you're not supposed to laugh is the best.
My great-grandmother's funeral. I was a pallbearer. After we set the casket down and before it was lowered into the ground, we took off our white gloves and laid them on the casket. I still don't know how it happened, but both of my gloves had the middle finger sticking up. My cousin saw it first, and I started cracking up. Within seconds, about 1/4 of the guests lost it too. The rest gave us dirty looks as the casket was slowly lowered into the ground, giving us all the final fuck you.
If she was that type of person, she might have appreciated that.
Yes. I would have loved to seen that. Alright. "That's not my husband," said poor Janie when she saw the casket. Without missing a beat, the funeral employee piped up with, "That's how they all look when they die." Funeral proceeded, but the glaring problem remained. The body in the casket wasn't her husband Kenneth, nicknamed Tex.
Oh, nice shooting, Tex.
When the funeral director finally admitted there was a mix-up,
oh dear,
and the family and friends went hysterical. 2 people were hospitalized.
Oh, Jesus.
One had a heart attack, and one had an asthma attack.
Oh my God.
Everybody was crying, and when the body finally arrived, his legs were seen hanging out of the tip casket in the back of the hearse.
What a fucking nightmare.
Apparently, the funeral employee's driving was going so fast that the casket had been jostled and tipped.
I had to slam on the brakes. People were stopping at red lights.
They were stopping to take a left.
Oh, I know. I thought it was green. I thought I could go.
Buried in her favorite clothes. A family buried Mama in her finest Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie.
Ew.
Only in this. Closed casket, but Mama went to the grave in a frilly black negligee with matching thong and stockings.
Ew.
She was also in her 90s. So thank God for closed caskets.
Shit.
How do you...
Grandma getting down.
Literally.
Holy crap. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Did she think there was going to be a burlesque show up there? I got to dress for the occasion. Dress for the job you want.
Uh-huh.
Holy crap.
3 teens burglarized a home, taken off with cash, jewelry, electronics, and what they thought was cocaine.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Only when they tried to sample the product
Mm-hmm.
did they realize it was something less than ideal for getting high. Quote, all my jewelry was gone, all my son's electronics. I had my father's ashes. They were sitting on the dresser, said the victim. They took my dad's ashes.
That's gross.
And they smoked them.
Ew.
Where are we starting now?
You'd probably get through one more.
I did a funeral for a family member, and her husband's nickname was Butch. I had it all typed as Butch. But when I did the service, I used the B word in error.
Oh.
My face got red, I apologized, but he said out loud that was okay, as his kids call him that because they could not pronounce Butch.
All right.
So Butch was a bitch.
Apparently so.
At another funeral was a favorite uncle when the wind that was blowing from my back and towards the family suddenly shift. This is weird. Suddenly shift to come from the right and blow my papers and my book. I looked to my right and said, "Okay, Uncle Jim, that was enough." And then the wind stilled. The family laughed about it and said that was like him to do that. He was a jokester. So I guess all the papers and stuff was just blowing while I was trying to read the eulogy or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or his final words. At another funeral, a singer showed up at a gravesite service with a portable boombox, which she placed on the tombstone and sang a song from her latest album, which was available for purchase.
You can download this song on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher.
Or if this was like 15, 20 years ago, you can go buy the CD in the store.
Yeah.
And maybe the cassette.
That is bizarre. Get my single. It's in the trunk of my
She's
car.
probably singing her single.
Yeah.
Sister of deceased asked to have a casket reopened at the funeral service and before the burial. I assumed for adding additional grieving. She bends over to the deceased for a long while and comes up with a bra. She said no one should have to spend eternity in a bra.
You know what? I understand completely. You want to be comfortable.
I wonder if it's a bra she wanted.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Well, especially being on...
She's not gonna need it.
Not where she's going. I was leading a funeral by playing a digital piano and singing hymns during the service. At the end of the funeral, as the family was getting their last look at their loved one in the casket, I was playing some soft, meditative hymns, but my finger accidentally caught the button that turned on the techno drums.
Nice!
Not familiar with this keyboard. It took me a while to figure out how to make it stop. We're a mixture of gasp and chuckles. Thankfully, the family was on Team Chuckle.
Oh,
2 Oh.
I don't care.
We might have to have her record that as our new theme song. I attended a service for a teen boy that died in a car wreck. The service was held at a small Baptist church, and early in the service they played Knocking on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses.
Oh.
I was youth guy. I guess I was a youth guy. And considered myself pretty hip at the time. But the whole service, not just the one song, had an eerie, dark, evil feel to it. My wife and I actually left the service before it was over.
Weird.
Yeah, to be playing Knocking on Heaven's Door to a dead person.
Especially the Guns N' Roses version. You get Axl screaming up there.
Knock, on heaven's door.
Yeah.
He's got that one move.
Yeah, that's the only move he's got.
Slow song, fast song, doesn't matter.
Nope, you just adjust it.
I was working a funeral for a 40-year-old woman whose kids were coming out of a youth group. I didn't know the family well and didn't have a big part in planning the service. I was simply asked to share some words from Scripture. It was an opportunity to share the gospel with this family. Midway through the service, after I had said prayer, the family had requested a song to be played for the deceased woman. When the song came on, I had to do everything in my power.
I just come to say I love you, and I mean it from the thought. I was just thinking, in my head I was thinking, like, what random song. That song popped in my head. From a distance.
When the song came on, I had to do everything in my power to hold back from laughter, as the song, in all seriousness, was nowhere.
Sean jumped!
Fuck you, Daisy! Because her laugh went right into the mic and right into my headphones. Bitch!
Continue.
Hold back from laughter, as the song, in all seriousness, was No Air by Jordan Sparks.
Oh dear.
The opening line is, tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Jesus.
You aren't.
No. Not in a casket.
Nada.
I was asked by a funeral home to do a graveside service. After the service, I noticed some of the friends going back there to... The way some of these people type this.
Yeah.
I'm going to read it the way it is. Going back there, truck, and getting a cooler and lawn chairs.
Okay, so they were going to basically tailgate this
So it
funeral.
should be back to the truck, not their truck.
Yeah.
So instead of THE, they put THERE.
Okay.
Idiot. But then again, I should proofread this shit.
Yeah, well, you're
I just copy and paste
you're like
and print.
20.
That's
You're
all I
like
do.
20% at fault.
Thanks. Funeral director thanked me for doing the service for the family and said I might want to go ahead and go. I asked him why. The funeral director said that his friends were going to have a drinking party with their friend before he was buried. When I looked back at the graveside, I saw one of the friends placing a beer in the hand of the deceased. The funeral director was right, and this was time for me to leave.
You need a drink, Billy.
You look like you need a drink.
You look like you've had a bad day. Here's a Coors.
I'll probably ask if I can join the party. As part of a funeral... as part of a funeral and graveside that lasted 10 hours...
Holy shit!
Which had 3 preachers and a 4.5 procession.
At that point, I'd be in the back going, I wish I was dead. Jesus.
3 peaches...
Three peaches?
Yes.
Princess Peach?
3 preachers.
3
And
peaches.
a 4.5-hour procession. The 8-month pregnant daughter-in-law of the deceased jumped into the grave on top of the casket to pick up the grave marker. And somebody left a comment for this one. 10 hours? Kill me.
Yeah, I fucking said that. Holy crap.
A man I knew from Dade City who lived next to the FBC and was known for his antics and baskets of onions, placed around the funeral home to ensure people would cry at the funeral. True to his wishes, as a final poke to those who scolded him with, "You can't take it with you," Mr. McKinney's casket will be towed to his grave in a U-Haul trailer.
Okay.
Probably because it stinks now.
I guess.
Smell like onions. The person handling the tape music accidentally played sleigh bells during the opening music.
Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening?
Yes, quote, just hear those sleigh bells
It's jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. And you, and you, and you. It's funny. Friends are calling you. You. And we just have a total breakdown of show.
Oh, fuck. A lot of versions have the extra yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
My mother, aunt, and I were up next to sing. Needless to say, we had a bit of problem gaining our composure.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
This one here is just a short one-sentence list of other things that happen at a funeral.
Okay.
So instead of reading a paragraph, it's a sentence. 1. The pastor was preaching on a resurrection during the funeral when Siri on someone's phone began to speak. "I'm sorry, I don't understand what you just said."
Siri was resurrected.
2. 3 different pastors told us they fell in the grave.
You.
3. 3 different widows jumped in the grave.
This is like a bad what's that song? The 12 Days of Christmas. 3 widows jumping, 2 preachers falling. And Siri can't understand a word.
Remember that for the title. The deceased dog died shortly after the deceased died.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful. The family put the dead animal in the casket with her.
Oh, well. That's
So you
weird.
can take it with you.
It's weird, but sweet. I get it.
The family released the dove at the end of a funeral, but
That's your turtle dove! 2 turtle doves. And a preacher falling over in the grave.
This is the best part of the show.
I'm crying. Let's get back to that turtle dove.
So the family released the dove at the end of a funeral.
Yeah?
A hawk was waiting.
Oh!
You know the rest of the story. One lady gave a testimony at her deceased pastor's funeral. "Having Jim as my pastor was like being in a love affair."
Ooh, that's creepy.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
7. The pastor was interrupted during the funeral and asked to adjust the deceased in the casket because she did not look perky.
8 perky caskets.
Number 8. The best friend of the deceased gave a eulogy sharing how he, and now deceased, picked up women. Well, he's dead, so I can release these secrets.
Yeah.
9. During the viewing of the deceased, a song was on continuous loop. "How much is that doggy in the window?"
Wow. Okay.
10. The pastor was asked to pose with the urn of ashes for photos after the funeral.
Can we take selfies?
Pastor, come here. I want to put this one on Facebook. Watch, that's going to be the thumbnail.
10.
10. 11.
10 selfies taken. I'm having fun.
11. The funeral home showed up with the wrong body.
Ooh.
12. The funeral had 2 ambulances. One to pick up a man having a heart attack, and the other to get a woman in labor.
Ooh.
13. There were 2 funerals close together. They finished at the same time. One funeral released doves. The other funeral had a salute with several guns.
Oh.
There were many dead doves.
Oh. They didn't have to aim at the doves. Point it the other way.
If you got 2 services out there both doing something, I'm sure the ones with the guns could have seen that they were releasing birds. But I bet at least half of them said, "Ooh, let's see how many we can get."
Lunch.
That one will be good on the grill. 14. The widow began shouting and praying for her husband to rise from the dead.
Oh. 14 resurrections.
15. An Elvis impersonator was one of the key speakers.
And a speech from the king.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then it's got 2 more different things. These are not part of the list.
Okay.
The estranged / ex-wife and brother of the deceased got into an argument during the eulogy over how good the deceased was.
He was perfect. He was an asshole. He loved me so much. He hated you.
And my last one. Funeral directors have seen the deceased rise up in the open casket.
No, they haven't.
Yes.
No. That's not right.
I'd love to see that happen.
As would I.
And so with the ones that were...
Falling over themselves.
the widow that was shouting and praying for her husband to rise.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Rapid fire. You ready? Here we go. Like to hear it? Here it goes. What's a sign you're getting older?
My knees are cracking every time I stand up. We make that noise when we stand up.
I bet those are on here. When unlocking the age gate on a website, truthfully, it means scrolling a lot longer than you have patience for. I fucking hate that. I really do.
Oh.
You talk to younger people and find yourself saying, "When I was your age," unironically.
I do it now just to be funny.
Everything hurts.
Back in our day.
I say that all the time. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. You get angry at younger people for doing younger people things. They aren't actually doing anything wrong. It's just their high energy and high noise levels annoy you for no reason.
Quiet down. I want quiet.
Get off my lawn. We're not on your lawn. You're thinking about it.
For the last time, will you please stay off my freaking grass?
Exactly. Oh.
I'm inside.
Right around 30, you start to go through what I call adult puberty. Every morning you wake up and ask yourself, what the fuck is happening to my body? The worst part is, at the end of it, you don't get sweet hair on your beanbag or a righteous set of jugs. You just die.
Aww.
And then someone goes to your funeral and plays How Much Is That Doggy in the Window. When you go to the bar and wonder why the underage kids got in. You agree with the parents in a teen movie show sitcom. Also, you start to find the parent storylines more interesting. Alright. A friend calls up and says they can't make it after all, and you feel relieved you get to stay in. I get to stay home.
I don't want to go anyway.
All your favorite things are a decade or more old. You have 60-year-old back problems in your 30s. You're right here. Right here.
Yeah, your back, your knee.
Tinnitus has begun. That's ringing in your ear. I know because I have it.
Not the answer machine, get it.
Don't want to stay up past midnight.
I always do, but I can't make it. I usually can't make it. I doze off.
Sean's like, I can do this. Oh, he's asleep.
Like a few years ago, I could stay up, or every Friday night and Saturday night, I'd be up until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now I can't even make it past 12, 12:30. Dozing off and then waking up like 3.
I understand. Being able to fart and pee at the same time. I didn't know that was a thing. You have pain in random places for no reason. You wake up often to urinate.
Not yet.
First, you are shocked that you are out of touch with what is cool and new, then quickly find out you just don't give a shit.
Your dad. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, my dad didn't give a fuck about anything. You become more grumpy. Time makes you bolder. You can no longer run upstairs. I never could, so...
I always walk over that, like, skip a step.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
This is, you feel this one right here. I grunt a little when I stand up from sofas and chairs.
Uh-huh.
Every time I think it's all downhill from here.
Damn it.
You no longer... This is me right here. You no longer refer to your knees as the right knee or left knee, but rather the good knee and the bad knee. Don't touch my bad knee! You no longer understand a reference. Kids call you Mr. or Miss. Saying, that's bullshit, a lot more.
I usually say, ain't that some shit?
Ain't that some shit? Your nose and long eyebrow hairs pop up overnight. Hangovers have become death sentences. They last longer and are so much more severe.
I want one.
When I was in college, I could party all night, wake up with a headache, and have a beer for breakfast and be fine. Now I have to make sure my next 48 hours are clear before I'm chilling.
Meanwhile, I want to get as trash as I did that night I was hanging out with Joe.
No. When you stop watching MTV and start watching the Food Network...
Well, it's worth it now, because they don't show music videos.
Nobody watches MTV anymore.
Right. If you're watching MTV for music videos, you got to be on there from 3 to 6 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right.
Boo.
You are awake all night, but you are not up all night anymore. I understand that 100%. I hope you guys get it. I know you guys get it.
You want to sleep, but you can't.
Right. And you're just laying there. I do this thing. I know I'm not the only one who does this. I do this thing where it's like I roll over and I look at the clock and I go, okay, if I fall asleep now, I can get 4 hours of sleep. And then like 45 minutes later, I'm like, okay, if I fall asleep now, I can get 3 hours and 15 minutes of sleep.
If.
Yeah. If. Ibuprofen for breakfast. I like that one. I need to have peace and quiet more often. When you sit down on the toilet to go for a crap and your balls touch the water instead. He's having a fit. It's all good. Oh,
Come on, man.
Oh, hey, is that you?
Yeah.
Wow! Everybody, Sean's getting a phone call. Why don't you put that on speakerphone so we can all enjoy the call? He didn't put it on speakerphone.
Hello?
But he is taking the call. Isn't that weird?
No, I'm trying to see if I pressed the button or not. Oh, good.
It's like, are you actually taking the fucking call?
For a second, I thought I heard it. Hello? I want to make sure I didn't press the button.
Okay.
I didn't want to take it, but I have a feeling I know who it might be.
Okay. That's too funny.
Yeah, I'm going to silence this, dude.
I would.
I'm like laughing so hard when that happens. What the fuck?
Making noises when you stand up or sit down. The news on TV doesn't change, but nevertheless, it suddenly gets interesting. When your hand can no longer fit inside a Pringles can. That's sad days. Thinking, I know, I need that last chip. Thinking more and more people are too young for you, not just for legal reasons. You choose sleep over everything but food and coffee. I'm so sorry. And I don't even smoke. I was holding that back for a while, though.
Oh.
When I get out of bed, I really have to move around and loosen up my joints. Back in my day, here we go. Back in my day,
Yeah.
kids played outside, not like these damn kids nowadays glued to their phones and tablets. When you dress yourself in the morning, and only note that you put your t-shirt on inside out in the afternoon. I'm excited to mow my lawn.
No.
You know the exact date when you will become eligible to retire with full benefits. Yes! Yes!
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. I like that one. When you drop a piece of ice out of the freezer and pick it up instead of kicking it under the fridge. You need glasses to read.
Oh,
You don't
to
care.
that point.
Yeah, you don't care if someone hears you fart.
Well, I'm not there yet.
You find use annoying for shit you used to do, like loitering in the shopping center. Everything hurts, and I actually yelled at someone to turn their music down in their car the other day. What's happening to me?
Turn that shit down.
I sweat even when I'm just thinking about something. If I drop something, I fumble to try to pick it up. This is bullshit. Shit is serious.
Oh, fuck.
When you have genuinely no idea what's fashionable anymore, young man, do you know you have holes in your trousers? Your dungarees. Gray pubic hairs.
Oh. There's a record scratch right there.
Yeah. Foul breath and insomnia. Do they go hand in hand? I don't know. Most new music sounds like somebody blowing something out of their ass into a toilet bowl with a microphone in it. I'm tired at 8 p.m. and I'm all achy.
I think I said, I'm tired at 8 p.m. and I'm ready for bed at 8:05.
Yeah. You recognize an actor, but you can't remember his name.
Yep. I'm there lots of times.
You hope you get ID'd. Signs you're getting older.
Oh, my God.
Okay, Monday. Real quick. There was actually a manhunt.
Actually?
A manhunt. There was a manhunt. For a guy who had done something bad. Let's just say that.
Yep. In the town that I'm living in right now.
In the town that, so we went to, me and our friend Joe went to visit Sean, and there was a manhunt in the town, and I'm getting text messages from people, like my mom, going, the roads are closed, oh my God. It was so funny, because she was like, have one of the boys walk you out. I'm like, all right, one of the boys will walk me out. I prefer the men walk me out, but if the boys are ready, then we'll go.
Well,
So
Joe's always parked next to you, so.
did you see that? He was like 20 steps ahead of me.
He always is.
He was like he was already at his truck. I'm like, great.
That's how he walks with everybody.
I'll die today. So, anyway, so I get in my car and I go to go. And my GPS has me going home the regular way. I'm thinking, this manhunt's been going on for about, I don't know, 10 hours. So I said, they've probably caught the guy by now. And the news hasn't updated yet.
They didn't catch him until next morning.
Oh my God, dude. So my GPS has me going toward the highway. So I go to Route 3, which is completely closed down. They have the cops there and they're just like, you might as well just keep going. So I'm like, oh shit. Because I don't know another way to get home. So I am fumbling with my GPS, trying to get it to, because you can shut off highway driving and have it just take you like backwards. Yeah. So I had to shut off the highway, and it had me take a right, and then all of a sudden, I was driving down this road, and I'm like, oh my, I'm going to die tonight. I was driving down this road, it was all woods, the houses were so spaced out, and everything was dark. And I went, oh, fuck me. I never drove.
You know what we have to do.
I never drove so fast. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And it was like a curvy, and I'm just like, I don't even care. So
Like being in a go-kart.
I'm whipping around these roads, and I'm driving very fast. And it had me go like through Kingston, like all these back roads, and I'm just like, I don't know where I am. My GPS is like, I'm going to be home in like 38 minutes. I had it floored because I was thinking, they're probably looking for that guy. I don't think they're going to be bothering pulling me over.
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
And then I thought, if I did get pulled over, I would just be like, listen, there's a madman on the loose. I just want to get home. Look at me, I'm fragile. I just want to get home.
You're a Fabergé egg.
I'm like a Fabergé egg. And on that note, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, they did catch him.
They did catch... Yeah, happy ending. Well, kind of. They caught the guy.
Because the idiot stole a flatbed truck and then crashed into something in front of a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, it's more.
Early in the morning.
People.
He tried cutting his hair and shaving his face so he can throw everybody off and look like he's a different person.
Yeah, that works all the time. So thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next week.
Yes, we will.
Check out all the past episodes are available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Oh, and Google Play. The video version of the podcast is up on YouTube. Sean is very interested. I have nothing else to say. I'm going to shut the fuck up. Sean's got something to tell you. I can't even roll out of the scene. Look at this.
You gotta move that rug.
That's what happens when you get old.
It's the rug.
I'm old.
It's not you, it's the rug.
My knee.
Which one's the bad one?
Both.
Now we get everything. And after tonight, hopefully you'll learn the 12 deaths of Christmas. Or the 12 death funerals of Christmas.
Yes. 2 priests falling.